So we've been thinking this week about how to be assertive without being bossy. And I've explained how these are techniques that we can use in our long-term relationship, or with our children, or of course outside of our family, with work, friends, wherever really. And we've had to think about being very mindful of our tone of voice, and also being really clear about what our message is. And I suppose my final thought really for this one, 'cause I think we've covered a fair amount of ground in the other videos, is just actually having, so there's two parts to this, which I think go hand in hand together. And that's speaking with confidence and having good eye contact, because having good eye contact is really important. It's really important to be engaged with the person that you're talking to, and displays an amount of confidence in what you're saying. We're talking about being assertive. We're not talking about being aggressive. We're not talking about in trying to intimidate in any way at all, but actually just get our message across in a way that we in a way that is firm but is gentle at the same time. Because I think about this in terms of how I talk with my children, and how I would hope other people would talk with their children. And I'm not in any way not putting myself on a pedestal at all, because I get it wrong, and we all get it wrong, but I think when you've got a point that you want to make, one can be assertive without being stroppy, without being shouty, without being aggressive. And part of that, a lot of that is tone of voice. A lot of that, as we've covered, is having clarity on the message, being really clear what we want the other person to hear. And we've also talked about being empathetic to what is going on for them, and being aware of how they are going to receive our message. But the other part is that the big part of it is being confident in what you are delivering. And that's not always easy. And I know, when I talk with my children, that there are several ways that they can bowl me over. And first of all, because I'm a complete soft touch, and can be swayed quite easily. I get very upset if they get upset, and this is something that I find very relevant, and I know other people find very relevant. It's like, how much do I believe in what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about having a clear message, how clear am I on that message? How important is that message to me? Because I find I can be very, very flexible if it's something that I don't really feel very strongly about, if I'm not really that fussed. But if you are trying to, and that would work for relationships as well, there is stuff that we think that we need to do or we need to say, but actually we're not really that fussed about it. They're the things that will bend and flex a lot easier. So being confident in what you are saying is about being clear on your message, clear on the delivery, and clear that actually you're firm. This is not something that I'm going to bend and flex on. This is something that I feel firm about. And this is a message that I need you to receive, and I'm absolutely clear and I'm solid on that. And when you're maintaining your eye contact, not like aggressively giving eye contact, not like staring them down, but just actually engaged with that person, engaged with your husband, your partner, your wife, your children. Are they on their phone? Like, that's another thing that we can all definitely relate to that. Making sure that we are heard and we are understood. So that's it for this week's little mini series. I hope that's been helpful for you. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll catch up with you guys next week. Take care.